Yeah, we'll try to get that afternoon stretch break. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. And just a reminder that in your conference email, because you're registered for today or today and tomorrow, you are welcome to join us tonight at Local's Food Hub after the sessions end for an evening social. So check your conference emails or talk to us at the registration desk for more information. Are there any announcements for the good of the whole that I'm leaving out? Anybody's birthday? Well, happy birthday. Megan, thumbs up, or are we ready yet? We've been having some audio-video problems this morning, so we're just a few minutes behind, but we're working on it. So I will acknowledge that earlier this week, as you may have read in the tone and wording of our emails, we really did have to make some hard decisions about whether it was a good idea to ask everybody to come out in this weather and with everything everybody's dealing with. And obviously we decided to be here, and that feels good. And we also acknowledge that a lot of people are not going to be able to join us because they're in the thick of it still. So the Franklin County Road Department did an awesome job clearing Mills Lane to get back here. Yeah. And then this staff from Kentucky State University have been here since yesterday morning when they were allowed to come back on campus to clear the parking lots and the road into the farm and salt the walkways, and I mean, just amazing work that they did in less than 10 hours as a team to get that together and get the building ready and still deal with the livestock in the grounds and all the tasks that they do on the regular. So thank you, KSU team. I'm finished. I might see you at stretch break later. Have a great conference. Thanks, everybody.
So I think a lot of you know Jenny Howard Owen, responsible for this incredible event with Shannon Post on our team. So huge kudos. They carry more details than you really want to know, trust me. So super grateful for all of the logistics. Thanks for bearing with us through the weather, the cold, for being here today, and for our slightly late start. I'll try to get through it on time. But yeah, good morning, and thank you for being here with us for this 15th annual Oak Conference. 15 years, y'all. So honored to be here with you all and with all of our partners and collaborators who are really committed to shaping what's possible for Kentucky agriculture together. I do want to say a sincere note of gratitude to the KSU team. Being here is just a real treasure. So thank you for this incredible. Where do we get to? Tell me where to point. Down. I am going to need to. Boop. We're working on it. We'll get to I'll advance the slides when we can. There we go, thanks. So huge kudos to KSU and all of the incredible staff and venue accommodations. We're just super grateful. And also, okay, little delay. We couldn't do this with you all without support from our program partners and our funders and our sponsors. So in particular, Kentucky Ag Development Fund and Southern SARE and No Regrets and all of our other conference partners, exhibitors, and sponsors. This is a lot to put on, and we couldn't do it without their financial support. So we're grateful for that. And really, for you all being here and showing up when it's like very cold out and leaving your families and livestock to be here. So thank you for taking the time and being here with us together. So this morning is our annual meeting, and we're celebrating growing together for 15 years. It's open to members and non-members, and we're really excited to share Oak's impacts and updates with you, the state of our organization's financials, and to have some time for fun conversation. So I want to speak briefly about connection, because while our work is rooted in place on your farms and in your communities, we're not doing this alone, nor should we, just on the farms. So when we do this work of building transformative food systems together on your farms and in your communities broadly, there's real value in this connective layer across rural places. Not this like scattershot, we're going it alone approach, but true solidarity and shared momentum across Kentucky's geographies, where farmers and our local leaders and community members feel and know that they're connected to something bigger. And this is the heart of why Oak was founded. Why, back in 2009 and 2010, the smallish group of farmers started sitting together at other conferences, having meals, and dreaming up a future where there was a more robust community of peer farmers, research, and resources for them and others to benefit from. So just, these are the early conference photo covers of our print program back in the day. We love this like hand-drawn map of the Expo Center in Bowling Green. I mean, it's just really incredible, you all. And I wasn't around for this, so you'll hear from some folks later that can share a little bit more about these early days. But we've come a long way, and the essence of what began then still carries through today. So it wasn't until 2015 that Oak became a formal nonprofit organization, and it wasn't until 2016 that there was an employee for the organization. So I just really want to recognize that there was a lot of volunteer labor and passion and commitment from a lot of farmers while they were farming full-time or while they were carrying full-time jobs to usher in the organization through those early years, which are arguably like the hardest years to really get it going. So from those early conversations, there was clear momentum and a core mission to advance organic agriculture in Kentucky, and that still guides our work today. So we're committed to working on land-based and rural economies that really provide long-term prosperity for farmers and our communities. That's where the work gets sort of sticky sometimes, where it requires creativity and it's rarely easy, but that's also where we find opportunities for real long-term change. And that's what we're here for, to do that in partnership with you all. So thank goodness that farmers and stakeholders knew that this was possible back then and got Oak going. Really special shout out to, it's a very small photo at the bottom. Let's see if I can point. I don't know that I can point. The bottom left-hand corner, there's a group of farmers and previous board members, the first group of board members holding a banner. And just a special shout out to them who got the organization going formally then and stuck with it. So again, I wasn't around in those early years, but it does seem like there was a determined commitment from a small and mighty group that kept it going. So I do want to say also that, membership through the years, we've seen tremendous growth. So what we're doing seems to be working. What Oak's accomplished through the years is growing, inspiring, supporting, and attracting others to learn alongside us and building this So while relationships are at the foundation of what's made the past 15 years of this gathering and learning and farming together so remarkable, we're excited to keep those connections and strategies and resources going. We're here to keep advocating for and advancing the shared vision of our place-based prosperity in Kentucky, and we're here for whatever that looks like. We know that challenges change over time. So we're just really grateful for you being here, for you responding to our surveys, for you being in relationship with each other and with us to tell us what you need. Everything Oak does, as you'll hear about our programs, is really built on your input and for Kentucky farmers. So thank you for being part of this community and being here with us. And this we just pulled together recently. This is just a quick map of over the past year. This is not for 15 years, but this is in last year. Oak's programs reached about 3,000 stakeholders, and we worked with farmers in 86 Kentucky counties. And so Oak's programs are really meeting a need that is statewide. And again, this is just for 1 year. We didn't pull the data for 15 years because we were getting ready for this event. But it's so exciting to see how Oak's reach has grown over time as our capacity and our programs have grown to meet that need. So with your input, we have developed programs that have meet priority area needs. And so this is generally the work that we've been doing over at least 5 years now, focused in these areas or supporting and advocating for work in these areas. And I want to get in a little bit to some organic specifics, and then I'll talk a little bit about Oak's program impacts and what we're looking forward to in the next year. So first, certified organic sales in the US continues to grow, and this is a trend that we anticipate continuing. And in Kentucky, and again, this data is slightly aged at this point. Our most recent organic survey was done in 2021. There is an organic survey out right now, so for certified organic farms, in the room, this is where all the certified organic farms are in Kentucky. If you are one of them, it is up to you to take the organic survey that is out now from USDA. Because if we're not in the data, we don't have the power we need. So please do take that time to fill out the organic survey if you're a certified organic farm operator. If you're not certified organic, please do remember to fill out surveys that come your way from USDA and NASS, because if our farm land and crop production isn't in that data, then it impacts the amount of funding that's available for farms in Kentucky. We miss out, and we know that it's underreported data, so please take the time to do that. Okay, so we have had, when I get into talking about some of our program areas, I do want to just share that our programs aren't possible without this incredible team. And it's hard to believe that in 2017, when I started with Oak, I was the only employee. And Jenny and Katie joined, and then Robin joined, and we've been able to add more and more people to the team in full-time or part-time capacity, and it's ebbed and flowed. But I'm just so grateful for this incredible team. They're here for it, from the farm visits and the spreadsheets to the event hosting and the reporting. And I'll tell you, this past year in particular was not easy for us, with federal funding being frozen and then terminated and then rebooted, and I'll talk more about that. Oak navigated our first ever layoffs, and that was hard. And I'm just telling you, this entire team, even though it was destabilizing, this team had such resolve, and a lot of those folks were able to rejoin us. So, and it's fun with these folks. So they make everything a delight, and I hope that you have the opportunity to engage with Oak staff through programming for your farm. And we're really grateful to our advisors. We have advisors at UK and Berea College and partners at KSU, and we are just so grateful for the expertise that they share and the advice that they share as we develop programs and think about the future of Oak and day-to-day programming for the year. So grateful for their expertise. Okay. So I'm going to get into some program updates, and there are a lot of photos. I'm going to move a little more quickly because we are short on time, and we have other exciting things to get to during this time. But I do want to share that our programs are completely shaped on what we learn from you all as farmers and what you need and want. So when Jenny asks, like, what do you want to see at a field day? What do you want to learn about? We take that to heart and shape programs accordingly. Generally speaking, I like to talk about Oaks programs in 4 big buckets. We have farmer education, technical assistance, market development, and community and movement building. And we have lots of ways that we do that within Oaks programming year to year, and we're flexible. But we're really excited about how we've been able to develop programs in this way and carry the work forward in tangible, impactful ways for your farms. So, big highlights for our program areas. Our farmer education programming last year alone reached over 700 farmers, participants. We had 8 different events, field days and webinars, plus conference, and we just couldn't be more excited about how people show up and how sorry, I should turn off my text messages. It's like very distracting, but I need to see my timer. It's just incredible to be welcome onto farms with our host farmers and to see community building in person. We know that's what people want and need, and we're excited to be able to do that. We're also just incredibly grateful to all of these speakers that are here with us this year. It really takes a village and so much expertise to make this magic happen. And so incredibly grateful for people who are taking their time and really looking forward to sharing their stories with you. So grateful for our speakers. And we just look forward to hosting a whole nother session of workshops and field days in 2027. So stay tuned for that calendar coming soon. Our conservation and outreach support, Mad Marshall stewards this work, and they worked with an incredible number of farmers over the past year, 75 farmers in direct support, and really works to increase adoption of conservation on the farm and get them connected with NRCS programs that can help conservation on their farm. So if you have any questions about that, please do reach out to MAD. While NRCS and EQIP's program application deadline just passed for this year, talk to us about what you want to plan for the future. There are more opportunities that we can connect you with. And we're really grateful for our collaboration with NRCS Kentucky on that important work. The organic production technical assistance led by Sarah Gerkink, back in the back. Hi, Sarah. So for anyone that wants to work with Sarah, please connect with her about production technical assistance. She worked with, did over 50 farm visits in the past year and 68 remote technical assistance touch points. I mean, it's just incredible in-depth support, production support for commercial farms that are interested in organic practices. So please connect with her. And we had the opportunity to collaborate. This is what field farm visits look like. It's a lot of selfies if you look at Sarah's pictures, because it's just her and a farmer most of the time. But also there's incredible highlight reels on our Instagram account, in-depth, technical, equipment-oriented. So take a look at those if you haven't checked them out. And we were also able to collaborate with the Center for Crop Diversification at University of Kentucky this year for a first Kentucky Mechanical Weed Control Field Day. And this was made possible with funding through Midwest Transition Organic Partnership Program. And we had well over 100 people out there. It was a huge day. It was large scale, small scale equipment. And it was just really fascinating to be able to invest in the partnership and have a lot of equipment manufacturers there and have a whole day together. So grateful for that collaboration, for Sarah's work on coordinating that, and for the extra funding that made that possible. And obviously for our partners at UK South Farm that were incredible hosts to make that possible. We also have an organic transition and technical assistance program that for the past couple years has offered an organic farmer mentorship program. And this is made possible through the Midwest Transition Organic Partnership Program as well. Kenya stewards this program, and I think she's probably out in the hall. So if you are interested, there's Kenya. Hi, Kenya. She just came in. She heard me say her name. So for anyone that's interested in learning more about what organic transition looks like, has questions about what that entails, or is really interested in getting an application together, Kenya is your person. She can help with record keeping and map making and just answer any questions if you're exploring it. And we had 16 pairs of organic farmer mentors and mentees last year in this program, and we're really excited to be able to just offer that direct programming and also pay our mentors for their expertise and time in working with mentees, and offer mentees educational stipends as well. So grateful for that support. This is our final year of that mentorship program. And then we're almost at the end, folks. Kentucky Farm Share Coalition is our workplace wellness CSA program, and it had the most incredible year in 2025. Moved over $750,000 of produce through employer partners, most ever. 12 endorsed farms working through that program. Katie and Natalie head up this program, so if you're interested in talking with them about workplace CSA, please connect with them. And also CSA Week is coming up in February, so look forward to that CSA promotion. Okay, so last year, if you were here with us, or the year before even, you might have heard me talk about our Climate Smart project, Partnership for Climate Smart Commodities, and it's been a journey with that project. This project was terminated in April of last year. Well, it was frozen and then terminated, and we pursued, we were a plaintiff in a federal lawsuit. We pursued the official NAD appeal process to contest the termination of that program, and we were given the opportunity to resubmit the entire project to USDA for an large amendment, same funding amount, but radically rescoped. And so we did that also. It was not nothing. It was a lot. And through all of that, we did have to lay off staff that were on the project, navigate that for the first time with Oak, and support farmers who were enrolled in the project, and try to be really transparent about what that process looked like and what they needed to know. And so anyways, here we are, project's back online. We did it. 3 of the 4 staff are back with us, and we're grateful. So you will see Marissa and Annie here, and Jackson couldn't be with us because of the weather. And we're just really excited to be able to make almost $3 million of incentive payments available to Kentucky farmers through this project. Yeah. So this project is for commercial farms in Kentucky. If you want to learn more about it, please talk to us today. We are accepting applications at this time. I've been told I need to speed up, so I'm going to. But please do know that this is a huge win for Kentucky farmers, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without support from you all, being understanding, helping us shape it, and sort of our Oak's ability to be really determined to follow through and and reclaim this obligated funding for us. Okay, and we also are doing work in the farm policy and advocacy space. I sit on the Organic Farmers Association Governing Council, and I also get to work a bit with the Organic Farming Research Foundation Stewardship Council, and we're connected with NSAC, and just really paying a lot of attention to what's happening in the policy space through the past, well, for years, but also as we move into a potential farm bill this year, hopefully. So more to come on that. We'll be going to DC in early March. Okay, moving along. We do want to share with you more of the nuts and bolts, sort of the business part of the Organic Association with in regards to board member transitions and what we've been working with at the business side of Oak and our financials. So I am going to talk just a little bit about membership and then hand it over to board members for the business piece. Currently, Oak membership, we have 515 members all across the state. So we're here for you. You get unique input into what Oak does and how we do it. And this is technically our annual member meeting here now today with you all, so thank you for being here. If you're not a member, please know that membership really carries a lot of benefits for you. So there are all types of perks. Check out the details on our website or talk to Robin here. And she'll make sure that you're hooked up with all the details. Members do get a page in the Find a Farm directory, and we just got a new grant for this through KDA Specialty Crop Block Grant to do some more promotion around the directory, so it'll have even wider reach than it currently does, which is still pretty stellar. Okay. So I'm going to pass it over to the board for some updates. I do just want to say that this board is incredibly thoughtful, wise, deeply values aligned, and they hold Oak's mission with care, and they are really excited about the future possibilities for all of us through Oak's work. I'm so lucky, I personally feel so lucky to have their support, especially through this past year, which has been so challenging, and also through the past many years of like growth and capacity building for the organization. We are lucky to have such thoughtful leaders for Oak. So thank you all for my long rambling on all the things. Andrew, I want to hand it over to you. Andrew Oles, board chair. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
This
you have
works?
that, yeah.
Okay.
That one.
That one.
Yeah.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming out. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here with you and feel Kentucky damn proud, to steal Max Stone's words, that we're in this community together through 2025. It has been a heck of a year, and I want to say a big thanks. I know some of our board members aren't here. A couple hands for folks that are in the room momentarily. Some are probably in the hall. So hands up, a big hands, a round of applause for them, please. To Brooke's point, they bring expertise, time, passion to this work, and if it wasn't for them, through this 2025 season, there were moments where we weren't sure we would still be here. So it's an amazing opportunity. So these were the folks that were here with us this year, and we have to say a big thank you to Carolyn Gaughan, who can't be here today. She has termed out, served 6 years here for the organization, 4 years as our treasurer, and has just been a local food champion before she even served Oak as a board member, with her granola company, and then at UK, and then with Aramark, and now with Applegate. And so Carolyn is just passionate for what you all stand for and has been a champion for us for a great number of years. So big shout out to her. And if you do find her in passing throughout your work, please give her a big thank you. She's done a lot for us as a team member. So looking ahead, though, we've just completed our board elections, and so we have a new board member, Tyler, who'll join us in April. We have two members carrying forward, Julia, who's our Arkansas board member, who can't be here today, and Sarah Vard, who's Garrett County. So we're grateful for those to stay on and to welcome Tyler for this next year. And as you think about how you want to serve in this community, this is an opportunity. We welcome folks to think about how you can give in a different way, and the board is a great opportunity to support the team and to think about what you all are offering in terms of insights of what the needs are for the organization. So invite you to think about that for 2027. And then I had one more slide? Nope, I guess I'm getting close to where Steve is. I'll just say, if I go back one before I invite Steve up, I'm super excited for 26 because we are still here. When in the background, amidst all of the changes that were going on, the board was working with Brooke to think about what a strategic plan looks like for us for the new horizon. And so we've laid a lot of groundwork in the background, and we're excited to start thinking about how do we put that out to you all and start implementing that in the very near future. So with that, I'm going to give Steve the pleasure and honor of talking to you about all the financials for this year.
Okay, well, I get the fun part. For Oak to exist and do all the things we do, it, of course, takes money, and everybody knows how that works. And this last year was not an easy year, as Brooke has explained, and the fact that we came through it as well as we did is a real testament to the kind of staff we have and the work they do. We did spend a little bit more than we made this last year, but the fact that we're still afloat in my mind was like, wow, that's a great organization. So I was really thrilled with, I mean, it's just hard to say the amount of work that went into making this move forward in a really tough year. But we came out actually in really good shape considering what went on. Just to give you an idea of how our revenue comes in, we are doing our very best to diversify our funding sources. As you can see, grants are still a big chunk of that. So we need to work on finding ways to make that less so that when things like what happened last year happen, we don't all go, ah! So that's what we're working on, trying to figure out ways to diversify our revenue. So any donations you want to make today, just see me or see anybody at the front desk. But anyway, that's kind of how our money comes in. In terms of how it's spent, as you can see, when you see the program pass through, that's all part of Program 2. That's basically money that's going directly to farmers, basically. And so if you think of nonprofits, you want to have a good program to administration ratio. And Oak has a very good balance there in terms of administrative versus what goes out to the field. And so we're glad to see that. We want to keep the money flowing to the farmers and to the programs, and that's what we're all about. So that gives you an idea of where the money goes. And then finally, this is kind of where we are right now in terms of Oak's net assets. We've got almost $1 million in net assets, but keep in mind, these are assets that are committed to programs in the coming year. So it's not like we're sitting on a wad of cash just rolling the dough. It is stuff that's committed to the upcoming year, and we'll continue seeking more. But we have an amazing staff. I mean, some of these grants that they write, I look, dang, it is amazing. And people around the country recognize that too and seek out Oak as a partner organization to work with because of what we're doing, the programs we're doing, and the team we've got working with us. So again, kudos to them, and I just love working with them because they make my job easy. So thank you all very much.
So it really does just take like a massive amount of work, pieces, funding, people, relationships to make this possible. So truly just thank you to all of the people that make it possible. From our individual donors to our grant partners, both that we're sub-award on or that are partners who are sub-awards on our grants. We work very closely with so many nonprofits to make the programs work, and we're grateful. We're also grateful to our funders at USDA in a variety of program areas. We have incredible national program officers who really are excited about the work that's happening in Kentucky and are excited to continue working with them to carry forward these programs. Obviously, our conference supporters who are all here wouldn't be here today without them. And really also our partners, both here in Kentucky and nationally, we feel more connected than ever to what's happening across sort of the regenerative organic movement, and looking forward to doing more of that in the coming years. So I want to just share briefly that where we've been and where we're going is deeply aligned, and where we're going, I'm excited about what the next 15 years looks like with you all. Part of that work is our immediate work next year, and I'm going to highlight a couple programs that I'm really excited about. And then what comes after that, we're really excited to keep growing with you all. So most immediately, we are really excited to get 70 farms enrolled in this Farm Kentucky Soil Health Project. So please talk to us. This is really at the heart of what we think is possible for farms, building on farm resilience, sort of assessing the state of farm operations in Kentucky, and developing markets around that. And also just foundational to moving more resources to farmers, financial resources to farmers. So please talk to us about that. And also really excited to sort of share a soft launch announcement about a new project. Our partners at Grow Appalachia were not able to join us today. Candace Mullins and Mark Walden, we're going to be here and support this announcement also, but weather and farm duties are keeping them home. But Grow Appalachia and the Organic Association of Kentucky are excited to announce this new partnership with NRCS, USDA NRCS, that will advance soil health and conservation and weather-resilient practices for Kentucky farmers and landowners through a new regional conservation partnership program. So this new project will bring more than $3.8 million into Kentucky that wouldn't have otherwise been here. And that money will directly support farmers and landowners to adopt conservation practices and advance and support soil health. So through this project, Oak and Grow Appalachia staff will be able to support farmers with one-on-one technical assistance and support conservation planning, applying for financial assistance and guidance, the installation of conservation practices. It's like an additional EQUIP program for Kentucky. So really excited about this opportunity. It's still in the early stages of launching, so anyone that's interested to learn more about this, you can find information in our next newsletter or with this QR code, and you can sign up to stay in the loop. It wouldn't have been possible without our partners at NRCS Kentucky and federal partners who worked to get this off the ground. So special thanks to Kate Little, Daniel Morales, Steve Beam, and Eric Allness here in the Kentucky State Office, and to Grow Appalachia's Mark Walden for securing this opportunity for Kentucky. We're really excited to be a part of it. So this project, Oaks programs, the Soil Health Project, all of it is really about meeting farmer needs and designing Oaks programs to be resilient, but in ways that help Ural's farms and our regional markets be resilient. So this is the work that we're committed to, and we know what's going to happen next year, and we know what's going to happen a few years after that, but we're really excited to dig into a little bit more strategic planning and think about what our theory of change is for what we want to grow together. And so this is what we started scratching around. Andrew talked about this a little bit. This year, we were deeply reflecting. We had planned to do a 5-year strategic plan this year, but it didn't make sense because this past year, 2025, we didn't know what was gonna happen. You can't plan for normal when normal isn't there. And so we really did a lot of reflection on what is our theory of change? What future vision do we want? What assets do we have? What resources do we have? What assumptions are we making? What outcomes do our stakeholders want and need? So we're excited to share what's next over the next year with you in this space. And yeah, looking forward to the next 15 years together. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Maggie Dungan, one of our board members, to start the first annual Farmer Award. I'm going to do this for you.
Hey, everybody. So if you don't know, I'm Maggie Dungan. I'm just a fellow humble farmer. And I'm really honored to present Oak's first Farmer Award. As an Oak board member and member of the conference committee, when the idea of this award was first floated, I knew immediately who I was going to nominate. Since the beginning of my farming career, I have viewed this farm as a role model, a success, and thought, oh, if only one day, only a fraction of my farm could be so well regarded. As I've gotten to know them over the years, my adoration and respect has only grown. Their legacy and involvement has been a leading force for organics in Kentucky farming. Now, these are my personal thoughts, but the facts are there, the work has been done, and many would agree, based on the voting, that this farm wholly deserves this recognition. As a sixth-generation farm, Elmwood Stock Farm took the leap over 25 years ago to begin transitioning their land to certified organic. At a time in Kentucky when tobacco farming was dying and the undesired effects of traditional farming were starting to become clear, they diversified their production along with their methods to reflect the need for change. Today, Elmwood has 400 acres of certified land and produces a myriad of vegetables, fruits, pasture-raised, and grass-fed livestock. By providing one of Kentucky's largest CSAs, serving numerous farmers markets, offering online, on-farm, wholesale, restaurant sales, along with value-added products, and supporting food insecurity, I would say they have stuck the landing. The farmers, a trifecta of power and passion, Ann, John, and Mac have grown Elmwood to be a pillar of organic farming, not only through caring for their animals, produce, and customers, but caring for the movement and what organic farming means for Kentucky. It could be argued that we would not be here together, here literally in this room today at the 15th Oak Conference without the leadership, dedication, and expertise of these three. Elmwood has been a part of Oak since its infancy. John served on the original board and helped organize the first conference in 2011. Mac, too, was a board member for many years, and between the two, served over 14 years for Oak. All three farmers have presented numerous times over the years at conferences here in Kentucky and regionally. They consistently offer their farm for tours, education, and research towards improving organic practices. And their work goes beyond Kentucky. Ann served on the board of Southern SOG, where she and Mac met. Mac has served on the National Organic Standards Board and the Organic Farming Research Foundation Board, and recently took the flight all the way to DC, you poor soul, to lobby for support for organic food. From my own personal experience, these three have always been willing to share their expertise, experience, and equally important, there to commiserate in the struggles as well. With their hard work, persistence, and passion, John, Ann, and Mac have not only fed thousands of people amazing organic food, but also nourished us fellow farmers and our community with their knowledge, guidance, and serving as dedicated role models of Kentucky organics. So without further rambling from me, please join me to recognize Elmwood Stock Farm as recipient of Oak's first ever Farmer Award.
We have this lovely symbolic pitchfork, provided by Earth Tools, and we have a little tiny engravement because, there's not like a lot of flat metal on this one. Maybe we'll do a shovel next year. So you all get to wrestle over that. Part of the Farmer Award also comes with a financial honorarium. And Elmwood has been very kind to donate that back to Oak for our Beginning Farmer Scholarship Fund. So thank you so much for that. And just... incredibly grateful to have been able to collaborate with you all through all the years. So I'm going to hand it over to y'all.
Well, thank you. It means a whole lot. Just so you know, a little bit of history, the hallowed ground that we're standing on. I don't know if you can get that original shot back up that was here this morning of the farm. As a farm manager here, I raised my children in a house that was sitting right here, and the garden was right over here where Bill Bernard's sitting. And my oldest daughter, she was about 2, I said, don't eat any green beans in the garden. I sprayed some poison to kill the bugs. And she just looked at me and said, Dad, you sprayed poison on our food? And I didn't have a good answer for her. About the same time, I sprayed a herbicide on the pond down here to kill some thistles. Being a good farmer as I was, killed a bunch of fish. Dr. Benson, Harold Benson, who this farm's named for, said, son, you can't kill the goose that laid the gold egg and keep your job. And a year or so later, we were doing a bunch of research. We had plastic mulch. It was kind of new at the time. We painted it red and green and blue and pink and everything. And we had all these extra tomatoes. And he was taking tomatoes home. And he said, don't you want some of these tomatoes? And I said, no, I've got some at home that haven't been sprayed. And he looked at me with bigger brown eyes and said, son, how come you want me to eat these and you can do them without spraying these pesticides? So to Doc, his nickname was Doc. To Doc's credit, this farm was one of the original transition to organic for the state of Kentucky. It was a 4-letter word back in those days. But Doc had the vision. Funding came in here for limited resource farmers. That was kind of the polite term for minority farmers. Doc's vision of limited resource, it could be race, it could be gender, it could be lack of capital, it could be lack of information. We can help with the information side. So he let us start doing organic research and education back when it was not cool. So I just want you to know where we are is kind of the birthplace of organic in Kentucky, and I'm just glad to be part of it. So thank you all.
Real quick, I'd like to first, obviously it's a real honor to be recognized by your peers. Ann and Mac and I couldn't be more flattered and appreciative and grateful for the recognition and the support of all of you guys. I'd like to turn the spotlight away from us and back to this organization, Oak. I think it's appropriate that we're standing here, 15 years after it's gotten started, and this has turned into a phenomenal organization. We saw the budget, we saw the staff, we saw the programs they're doing. Just the conference itself has grown into a very impressive and helpful a conference that we all look forward to each year. Sarah and I were talking out in the hall earlier that a few years ago this thing was held together by a thread, and it's pretty impressive, Larry, where we are today. And it's a testament to Brooke and the awesome staff that she's put together. So I'd like to The last thing I'd say is look at yourselves. When you go to a farmer's market, you can set up a booth by yourself and be the only farmer there and call it a farmer's market and you'll have a few customers. But we all know that all farmers markets are way more successful when there's a bunch of vendors there. And it's awesome to have so many people, so many peers in this room farming along organically with us. And so that's a testament to you guys that we're all here together. So thank you all very much.
Well, thank you so much, Woodstock Farm, and for the board and staff who put together such an amazing prize opportunity that hopefully we'll be repeating in the future to honor such wonderful farmers we have across the state of Kentucky. I am Natalie Ryder. I'm the Associate Director of Oak, and I get the fun and easy job of giving away a prize today. So we are fortunate to have some donations from Patagonia. So we have some Patagonia gear to give away to folks who took the time to fill out a member survey. So I randomized those names, and if you're here, please hop up, and if somebody couldn't come because of the weather, we'll move on down the list. But thank you so much to those of you who filled out the member survey. You've heard that we really value that feedback, and we'll use that to plan programming for this next year. And if you didn't fill out the survey, do it next year. Make it a goal. So if you're here, I'm going to call Victor Halmos. Are you in the room? Woo! All right. Yay, come on up, Victor. And then we got one more prize, so I'm going to go down the list. Is Angela Magny in the room? Yay! Yay! Well, thank you all so much. Please join Oak as a member if you're not. Become part of our movement, our community, support our programs. We have very inexpensive membership opportunities, and we also have free membership opportunities, and we really encourage you to join our community that way. So we'll have a QR code up a couple of times throughout the days here, and you can also come talk to staff members at the registration table. We want to take this time now to sort of celebrate being here together. So with the folks at your table or with a clump of folks you don't know, maybe 5 to 8 people, please pick one of these questions and talk about it together. This is our opening session, our member meeting, but we want to celebrate community. So let's take a few moments to get to know the folks around us. So pick a question or two and get to know the folks you're sitting nearby. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna change up the questions here. We're gonna change up the questions, and if you wanna change up your group, if you wanna walk to a different group, if you're able, please feel free. Get to know your neighbors.
Hello. Bringing you back little by little. Bringing attention back little by little. Hello. 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 I am sorry to break up awesome conversations, and I only have 2 announcements, and then you can continue the conversations in the hallway. I'm so glad to hear all of the great communication and shared stories that are happening. Keep it going all day long, all weekend long, forever. And I want to acknowledge Erica Chambers, who might still be in the room. Erica Chambers is a photographer and an entrepreneur and a friend of Oak from Berea, who earlier this year saw that the International Year of the Woman Farmer was happening, just like Oak did and many others, and started to put together a collection of photos of farmers in and around Kentucky. And those photos are displayed here in this room on that wall, as well as in the hallway that lead to the restrooms and on your lunch line travels. So be sure to check those out. We're grateful to Erica for being here and sharing the Dirt Pearls exhibit. This is its inaugural display to the public. And we are excited to continue celebrating women farmers, all farmers. We appreciate you. I will also remind you that Locals tonight, Locals Food Hub is hosting any Oak attendee today, and it'll be directly after the sessions end until 9 p.m. They've closed their business to the public just for us. And so they are a food hub that supports local farmers and food creators. The dime is on you. Sorry, we can't pay for it, but we hope to see you there. And with that, we'll close these walls. We're going to start sessions at 10:30. So thanks for being with us this morning. Keep those conversations going. Have a great day in your sessions.